on the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
My brothers and my nephew made me go fishing in Louisiana. And so, like I do, anytime Julieanna and I go out of town or I try to go find local beer and bring back to share with the good old boys.
Oh, yeah.
Or just drink myself. But anyways, my older brother who doesn't drink was like, oh man, there's this store right down the road that's got a ton of beer. And I was like, okay, dude. Because I was looking around on Google trying to find a good beer store. Couldn't find anything. He's like, no, they got a ton of beer. So, they had a ton of Miller Lite and a lot of Coors Light. And like half of one of those shelves was a Beta, which you can get here. So I was like, I'm not buying a Beta.
Sure.
But then I was able to find 6 of what I thought were beers. But as it turns out, I found 5 beers and one other thing.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Hello, and welcome everyone to another Suds segment where we're kind of like E.F. Hutton. When we drink, people listen.
Do they really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I stopped listening already.
Can you just let me have my moment?
I'm sorry.
She wanted to feel important for once.
I feel impotent.
We know that's not true.
Okay, well, maybe they don't listen, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We're still going to drink. I mean,
Okay.
you know?
I'm
True.
And we may even drink together.
You lost me and then
possible.
you brought me back. It was
Okay.
cool.
All right.
It's on a journey.
Well, I'm one of your hosts, good old gal Julieanna, and joining me today at the table is good old boy Barger.
Hey, folks. Not a smoke segment here, but, I'm here.
That's right.
He cross
Pollinates?
Yeah, he cross pollinates on many platforms.
Yeah.
I got arrested for cross-pollinating on a platform one time. It's been expunged
They
since.
have to catch me.
Can't do that on public property in Tennessee.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, I like it. Reverend Mark, hello and greetings.
Good to be here, drinking beer instead of communion wine, but
Well, we thought we'd change it up for you a little.
Yep.
Good old boy Sparky, hello.
Hi. You know what tomorrow is?
What's tomorrow?
It's October. You know
Sunday?
how hot it is? Almost 90 degrees.
I know.
I can't PSL in this weather. I can't. I won't. I'm done.
Good old boy Dave.
Hey, how am I supposed to follow that?
I don't know.
Sparky's too good.
Yeah,
So
he is.
I'll just say hi.
Nobody has ever
Hi.
said that ever in history.
Well, today's episode is the start of a bad joke. 2 blind guys walk into a liquor store. Well, good old boy Dave, why don't you just tell the rest?
Okay, so recently my nephew turned 21.
Congratulations.
Whoa, Austin!
Yeah, baby.
Easy. So,
but isn't the legal drinking age in Louisiana like 13?
No, that's the marriage age.
Yeah, that's the marriage. Drinking is 12.
Yeah, only if it's your sister. Anyway,
Prime the
so so for some crazy reason, they enjoy fishing. So my brothers and my nephew made me go fishing in Louisiana, and so like I do, anytime Julieanna and I go out of town or I try to go find local beer and bring back to share with the good old boys.
Oh, yeah.
Or just drink myself. But anyways, so my older brother doesn't drink, and he and I both have really bad eyesight. So that's sort of the setup for the joke. So apparently in southern Louisiana, they don't enjoy a lot of craft beer, or a lot of people don't. but they do enjoy liquor a lot. Like even the Walmart has this long liquor aisle that's everything is encased in glass.
Because they can distill it out of swamp water.
That's true. That's right.
That's a good point.
Keep you from getting the heebie-jeebies.
Is that kind of like having local honey?
Yeah, it's
Pretty much.
yeah.
It's the best they got.
Except it includes dysentery.
It won't, but it won't kill you.
It's an adventure.
That's right.
It's like a diet plan. But anyway, so
Forget Ozempic. We got dysentery.
my older brother who doesn't drink was like, "Oh man, there's a store right down the road that's got a ton of beer." I was like, "Oh, okay, dude," because I was looking around on Google trying to find a good beer store, couldn't find anything. He was like, "No, they got a ton of beer." So, they had a ton of Miller Lite and a lot of Coors Light, And I was like, "Well,
What else do you need?"
I don't know if I need that for the show. That's
That's
good fishing beer. Miller Lite's good fishing beer." So, they had one little section of the cooler and like two of the three shelves. Like the top part was all hard seltzers and stuff, and then there was a couple of shelves, and like half of one of those shelves was a Beta, which you can get here. So I was like, I'm not buying a Beta.
Sure.
But then I was able to find 6 of what I thought were beers, but as it turns out, I found 5 beers and one other thing. So
Anything beats that orange juice from last time.
that's true. And I knew we were really in trouble when the guy who was working at the store came shuffling over, and I was like, "Hey man, what kind of local beers you got and what do you recommend?" He's like, "I'm not really into beer. I'm more into liquor." I was like, "Yeah, you and the rest of the freaking population." So we did our best. So we were like staring real close at the cans and labels, trying to read it all. And so you get what you get. And that's what we're going to try today.
Well, we're getting it. That's for sure.
That's right.
We're getting something.
You're getting something.
Yeah. Okay. Reverend Mark, why don't you give us today's lineup?
Be glad to. The random Louisiana beers we'll be tasting today are from Parish Brewing in Broussard, Louisiana. I love it when they brew out of parishes. I know I do that.
Right?
There you go.
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
Dave brought it back.
It's holy beer. Does that make it Trappist?
Yeah. Depends on what you got in your trap.
Whoa.
Oh.
Mostly alligators.
So from the Parish Brewing Company, we are going to start out with Dr. Juice Hazy IPA.
Nice.
Dr. Jews? Oh, no, that's me. That's me.
Dr.
Sorry.
Juice.
Sorry.
That's correct.
Shalom, everybody. It's Sukkot. We're okay.
It's a coat.
We're not going to get kicked off the air.
And yeah, he's allowed to say that.
Yes, I am.
Boy.
I didn't say that. So then we will move on to Rêve Coffee Stout.
It's Rêve.
Just like myself. Yeah,
It's
Rev.
French for dream.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, see?
We just got fancy today. My.
Three
Pinkies are up.
All right. And then from Gnarly Brewing,
Gnarly
Barley Brewing in Hammond, Louisiana, we're going to be experiencing the Catahoula Common, California Common.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
This is being brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department.
California beer out of Louisiana. All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty common.
Can we pour one out for Anchor?
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Way to bring the mood down,
Wow.
Sparky.
Thanks, Sparky.
Yeah, I'm
First,
here.
the Dr. Jews joke.
Debbie
Crap,
Downer.
I wasn't supposed to say it.
No, you're not. You're flagged, my friend.
And then after we go from the Common, we will be experiencing the Korova Milk Porter. Wasn't that on Stanley Kubrick's Slaughterhouse? I mean, anyway,
Well, that was a
Slaughterhouse
Cordova.
Five.
Cordova. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
See, Barger's been around.
Yeah. Then from the Port Orleans Brewing in New Orleans, we will have the Dorada Pale Ale. And
Pale
last,
lager.
did I say lager? Oh,
It's all
You
good.
said ale.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's all good.
sorry.
He got
It
excited.
just means they
I got excited.
aged it in the swamp.
And then from the Urban South Brewery in New Orleans will be Juvie Juice Hard Iced Tea.
Yeah. So in my defense, I thought it said Juicy Juice when I bought it. I was like, oh, this is probably a hazy IPA. But no, Juvie Juice.
Does that mean it's made in juvenile detention?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that Pruno that they make in jail, but it's made in Juvie.
Toilet wine,
Yeah.
the finest.
So no minors were harmed in the making of
Well, I'm not
Juvie
gonna
Juice.
Well, you can't. We're not going to say that, but
Oh.
I mean, we hope.
However,
Yeah, we fingers crossed.
No minors were harmed in our presence.
Yes, no, in our presence.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Reverend Mark. That was beautiful.
Almost.
Flawless.
Super flawless. Okay. Good old boy Sparky. Would you mind giving us the Suds ratings in any voice you would like?
We will be discussing and rating these beers with a Suds. Reminds me of when I was living in the Delta. I guarantee. That's it.
Guarantee.
That is all I've got. I can't.
That was great.
I'm sorry, Louisiana. I know you're not technically a part of this country and something about France, but I'm really sorry. Please don't declare war on me.
Felt like I was watching that Justin Wilson on PBS for
that was good.
just a second. Yeah.
And some
thank you.
onions. Yeah.
Onions. All right, I'm going to fire myself now. Here are our Suds ratings now. 1, that sucks. Give me anything but a bud. 2, was that a belch? 3, what a relief. 4, a body should really not make that sound. And 5, listen to that hang time. Give me another.
Okay, let's get to the fun. I mean, the beer. Yeah. Okay. So the first brewery we are going to go to is Parish Brewing in Broussard. They just a little background. They started in 2003. The founder was living in Louisiana. He moved to Pittsburgh for a few years, found a beer scene, then came back to Louisiana and was like, hey, we don't have a beer scene. Let's get a beer scene. Let's create a beer scene. So they started brewing there in Broussard, Louisiana. They started off as tiny and now they're bigger. Okay.
That's like everybody.
Right?
Literally.
That's what she said.
Every person.
Well, I just thought you would like that. Okay.
we did.
So the Dr.
so
Juice
tiny.
Hazy IPA, 6% ABV. It's a highly crushable juice bomb. Dry hop with a blend of their favorite hops from Yakima Valley. It is sneaky good considering it clocks in at 6%. So a little bit of passion fruit, papaya, blood orange, and juicy juice.
It's gonna move you.
It's going to move you.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're definitely getting all the tropical fruit flavors right up,
Oh, yeah. Even on the nose.
even on the nose. Yeah.
It's got a nice bitter finish on the back end, though.
That's what she said.
Well, we'll be back with more musings in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. So, two blind guys going to a liquor store
In Louisiana.
in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And what comes out? Well, this first beer comes out.
Dr. Juice.
Dr. Juice from Parish Brewery in Broussard, Louisiana.
You done good.
Yeah, this
it's,
is
it's 100%
This
juice.
is a very tasty hazy IPA.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
If
Hey.
he doesn't
That's a
hate
glowing and yeah,
That is a glowing recommendation.
does not suck.
Yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't have a super bitter finish, which is good. Would I say this is like completely New Englandy?
No.
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 But a Louisiana New Englandy? Sure.
Well, I don't know.
You know what I
if
mean?
anymore that New England has the actual license on hazy IPAs.
Yeah, it is
Everybody
That's fair.
propagated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
They're even out on the West Coast, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So
yeah.
on
What
This
is
is
even
the-
West Coast anymore? Well,
So this is a South Coast IPA.
it's true.
Just thinks when the West Coast falls into the ocean, when Nevada will be the new West
That's
Coast.
right.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Pray for that every day.
Yeah.
I think
I just hope
think,
it gets up into the Oregon area before.
Yeah, true.
I think that it's not too boozy either. Like that's a lot of times when I have some of these juice bombs, it's just
Yeah, they're like 8%.
Yeah, and I stopped feeling my molars after like the third or fourth sip. You know?
I think it's crushable.
Right.
It is.
100%.
That's the word.
Yeah.
I would put it up with the all day.
I would like to. I like that it's in a 12-ounce can too, because a lot of times they put them in those tall boys, and it's just
And you
too,
just can't.
it's too much.
Yeah, it is.
But I could shotgun that and be just fine.
Maybe
Yeah.
a yard mowing beer.
If I had had
Yes.
that when I was
Yeah.
fishing instead of Miller Lite, probably would have been better.
You would have caught some stuff.
You would have
Yeah,
been drunker.
you might have.
Yes. Probably would have caught heat stroke because I.
Yeah.
Oh,
As long as you're drinking it from the can and not an open.
And as long as you're upstream.
Yes.
Yeah, that's huge.
Huh.
It's a big thing.
It's fair.
yeah.
Very
Okay.
fair.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Yeah, not a good way to start.
All
dude.
right. Oh,
Okay. So
almost makes
we
me-
are going to rate the Dr. Juice from Parish Brewing Company a 4. All right, now for something completely different.
Those are always my favorite segments in Monty the Python.
Yes.
Monty Python. Oh my gosh.
I know.
It just pans into like a war scene, and then it's John Cleese in a 90 on a desk.
on
and
a
you're just
desk
like,
in the middle of the
"What?
woods.
How did? Which? Sure, let's go.
Love me some pythons. Okay, so let's go to the Rêve Coffee Stout. This one is 6.8% ABV. Silky smooth coffee stout created with estate beans from Colombia and Java. Their friends and coffee gods at Rêve have finished them to a full city roast to highlight the true character of the beans. There you go.
I haven't tasted it yet, but the nose is just coffee for days.
This
And-
is. It's like a cold brew. It's like kind of like
Yeah, and you get like a little creaminess
Oh, that's
too.
right. Yeah, there's definitely creaminess on the nose, which
Yeah.
is wild.
I kind of feel like this one doesn't know whether it wants to be a coffee or a beer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. It's a nice coffee.
The body feels a little thin for me. That's the only part.
Oh yeah, this
And
isn't a stout.
And it's got a little powdery mouth coat to it.
It's kind of drying you out a
What's the
little bit.
ABV on this? Oh,
6.8.
Okay.
Yeah, a little tannic, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, maybe I've just gotten broken from drinking so many like barrel-aged coffee stouts for so many years that like when I come back to like an actual coffee stout, it's like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, like if your lips aren't all sticky and like
Right. There's maple syrup running
Yeah.
down your face.
Yeah.
And something wrong. Yeah. This
like
is
a-
interesting. It's
I
got a
don't-
much lighter body than I would have
if I
expected.
don't feel like I'm drinking cake batter, I'm not sure it's a stout anymore.
I was gonna say it almost feels like a porter, and like it has a mouth finish and taste of like a porter for me.
Right.
It's weird though because like the slick on the tongueness I get from those heavier stouts with milk sugars in them, but
Yeah.
yet I don't get the mouth feel.
I'm letting
of
it
it.
warm up
You know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit,
Yeah.
and it's definitely becoming sweeter as it.
That little bit of that Tootsie Roll kind of chocolate
Yeah.
is coming out a little bit.
It's not lingering like a stout would.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
stouts are supposed to be very dry.
Yeah, they
And
linger.
just-
and
yep.
you get that mouth coat to them, and then you're just like,
So
know.
if they had called this a coffee porter, would that make more
I think that
sense?
would
Yeah.
make more sense to
I
me.
think
Yeah, a coffee
Yeah.
robust porter.
Yeah,
wait, did I say something smart?
No, no.
did.
No.
did you get the points?
Fooled again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's just probably not what would have expected. But yeah, I think a coffee porter would have been a better way to call this.
That's how you got to drink this because it's like coffee.
But like aroma,
like your cupping.
aroma alone, I would like.
Oh, did anyone go to the cupping?
Oh, Julian,
I didn't get to. I would have loved to.
We
Yeah.
cupped.
I was gonna go, but
That was fun.
too
I mean,
tired.
I
Really?
got to admit
Yeah.
it was fun. I learned a lot.
I'm gonna say if you're gonna get
Yeah.
cupped, good old boy Mike.
yeah,
There's
I
another
just,
one
It's
of
a
those.
perfect cupper.
yeah, I just don't know how I feel about the situation.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
I think we see him enough in our episodes. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so if we said it was a porter instead of a stout, would it be a good porter? Would this be you know what I mean? Does
like
it
it a little
check
bit.
all the boxes?
I mean, I think
or is
it's
it a little
good
too
either way.
sweet to be a
I think it's
porter?
too sweet to be a
Okay.
porter, and I'd
Yeah.
like a drier. I think
Okay.
is really kind of my hang up with the whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't hate it, but my mouth was just more confused about it.
I think like you better
You've been there.
you better like coffee, or even if you like
I love
dark
coffee.
beers,
But see, I'm like a purist when it comes to coffee, though. I drink coffee black, nothing in it.
Same.
Just, as close as original as you can go.
yeah,
And this is just the sugars in that. Just take that
Makes it-
coffee and
make it
push
too,
it down a little.
too
Makes
sweet.
it too sweet.
Yeah, but I think
Right,
what the
right.
problem is that we've really like over the years, like you think of the original coffee stouts and porters. Now we're in this like hellscape of like all these adjunct additives. People want to like get the beat us from one sip. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where we are, unfortunately, and I hate that crap. but
Lactose.
yeah, lactose for days.
I will say one of my favorite beers is a s'mores beer
it accomplishes a purpose.
from Pipeworks out of Chicago.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
They have one called S'more Money, S'more Problems.
yeah.
I had an 8-year vertical of it.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
dude,
had it at the house. I just traded it for some bourbon, though.
I think you might have won that one.
I won.
Yeah. I don't know, like what an 8-year-old marshmallow.
Oh, fantastic! I'm sure.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, burnt marshmallow, maybe. Yeah. This also, as a stout, to me registers on my palate more like an export stout.
Okay.
Which are a little
Okay.
sweeter.
Like the bitter side.
So,
Sweet, yeah.
but yeah, it still has too much of a semi-sweet aftertaste.
Okay.
I'm gonna let some get room temp, and then I'll try it again.
Yeah, come
Okay.
back to it in a second.
Yeah, that's fair. You want to read it later then? Or?
No, let's go ahead and rate it now. We can come back to it and see if
All
it
right.
changes.
Cool. So the Rêve Coffee Stout from Parish Brewing, we are going to rate a 3. Okay, now let's move to Hammond, Louisiana, and let's talk about Gnarly Barley for a minute. This brewery began in a cramped garage surrounded by 2 fat cats and a half pipe.
What?
What?
A what pipe?
What kind of pipe?
2 fat cats and a half pipe.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought you said a crack
So,
pipe.
no.
And I was-
I was thinking hash pipe, but
So Zach and Kara Monta
skaters.
started the Gnarly Barley, and Zach is a skateboarder.
I
Yeah.
thought you meant he rented
that
a
would-
room.
Like he boards a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a boarder, and you can tell from their website that they are very I feel like California skateboarding kind of vibe thing going on.
how did they end up in
Yeah.
Louisiana?
I
They went there for a skate competition. And
Never came back.
turns
Got
out
lost
it
in
was
the
a
swamp.
surfing competition.
probably
Read the rules wrong.
Swamp surfing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's that. And Gnarly Barley was recently named the 2023 Louis Award for the Louis Award winner for Louisiana Attraction of the Year. Now, the first beer that we're going to talk about from them is the Catahoula California Common. Coming in at 5% ABV, woohoo, it isn't quite so common. Light colored, refreshing lager with the bite of an ale, medium body, slight fruitiness from the atypical fermentation.
Yeah, now, I know historically, going back to Anchor, that the common is really a hybrid. I mean, it's
That's right.
It's not a lager. It is an ale that is fermented at low ambient.
Yep, that's right.
So technically, it's not a lager. But they could have lagered it. I'm not saying they didn't lager it.
Sure.
I would think lagers would be a little more malty.
Well, and the California Common, this is very light for a California Common.
Yes.
It should be
for sure.
more
Right.
amber, copper in
Exactly.
color.
Yep.
And to Barger's point, this style is usually a little more malt forward, more caramelly. So
Oh yeah,
I
I just
don't-
tasted this.
it tastes like I don't
Am I getting like Kolsch vibes or something like that? on this?
Interesting.
something like that.
Very similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
pretty
Okay.
close.
So if they called it a Catahoula Kolsch, I could probably get down.
I'd be all
with
right
it.
with that.
But
That's closer than a common to me. Yeah.
Yeah. To
Well,
what this
but then
is.
again, we're like purists when it comes to California Commons, and
Right.
Well, but
you
if they're
know.
gonna call it that though,
yeah, I gotcha.
now if they
It's
just,
like we
if-
don't have one of these on our list. Let's just call it that.
I think of the old steam beer. you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, that's it. It's
Yeah.
the iconic, well, it was. But yeah, I mean that's what you associate the style with.
Yeah. So they have listed here that this is 2-row, Crystal 15, and Carapils, and then hop with Cascade.
Oh,
So
so there's definitely some stuff. I noticed on the nose before I even tried it, there were some interesting estery kind of things going on in there that I
Yeah.
wasn't really expecting. But
That you wouldn't get with a lager.
yes, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
which that was giving me this kind of Kolschy kind of feel. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's-
it's delicious.
I
I
think
mean,
it's too bright to be a common.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. However, if I'm in Louisiana and in like the dead heat of Louisiana,
Yeah,
which
this-
is pretty
this-
much all year,
this would be a good swamp
this is
survival beer.
right. I
Yeah.
mean, this is what you need.
Well, I guess you have to break it out into two things. Like, does it taste good and do you like it? It would be the first thing.
Sure.
And then, is it the style?
Correct.
And so, is it the style? Not if they're calling it a California common. If they're going to call it that, no, you missed the mark.
Sure.
Did you make a good beer? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
for sure.
You know?
Yeah,
And-
I liked it.
And I think a lot of times, let's be real, man. A lot of breweries, everybody's at this point searching for something that's approachable, right, and great entry, and that's what this is, right? I mean, this is their. If they're not making lagers and they don't have the capacity to do it, this is what they're doing instead, right?
I would say-
cream ales or
Yeah. Call this
whatever you want to call it.
Call it a Catahoula Kolsch.
Don't say it too fast.
Drop your fermentation temperature maybe 10, 15 degrees and be done with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that with the previous brewery Parish and this one, they're really into Berliner Weisses in Louisiana too.
Interesting.
Yeah, Parish
doesn't-
had a handful of them.
Really?
and,
French are into Germans.
and just going and just browsing through the website for Gnarly, they do too. So I find that interesting.
That is really interesting. I mean, I
'Cause-
love Berliner Weiss. I mean, that's one of my favorites, but
Yeah, they have quite a few.
it's great for the environment. I mean, great for the being down there.
Great for the
What I'm
environment.
saying, like,
But
if
served
you're
with a little Woodruff.
yeah. I brought my own syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You prefer Woodruff or raspberry?
Yes.
Well, anyways, okay, so let's rate the Catahoula Common American Lager. We're going to rate that one a 3.
Yeah.
From Gnarly Barley. Okay. I think it's story time.
Oh my goodness.
Tell us a story, Uncle Sparky.
Yes.
All right, guys, I got a little story for you that happened here in Tennessee in this wonderful town called Millersville. And the headline is husband of political rival to Millersville Mayor Tommy Long registers company with state named FU Tommy Long LLC. Dumpster bearing the name of the company has been placed directly beside the mayor's home. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
just to double down, right, guys? All right.
Wow.
So, each time Nashville Mayor Tommy Long and his wife Martha leave their Millerville home, the view is of a row of aborviates on one side of a dumpster on the other. Written in bold white letters on the side of the dumpster is F.U. Tommy Long, LLC. It's ruined our lives, Martha Long said. Everybody is outraged about it.
That is her exact voice, by the way.
The dumpster first showed up in the middle of town, but was moved last week onto the property directly next door to Long's, in which a new construction is underway. It's the LLC at the end of the name that Tommy Long said is ridiculous. A search of the Tennessee Secretary of State's website shows that, by the way, he's a fantastic DUI guy, he's our Secretary of State, and got away with it on his way back out of Bonnaroo. Indeed, a new company was created on May 23rd, 2023, named FU Tommy Long. In the documents sent to the district attorney and detailed in a statement read during the comment period on August 14th to Sumner County officials, Long detailed why he believes Christina Template broke election laws. Long contends that when Christina Template ran for commissioner in 2020, she didn't live at the address she listed on her nomination petition. According to Christina Temple's petition form, she lived at 7711 Ruby Lane, which is within the city limits of Millersville. WSMV4 Investigates then came to Millerville City Commission meeting and spoke to Christina Templin outside. Do you believe you broke election laws? Am I in a different story?
No.
Okay, wow. As WSMV4 investigates, oh, no, I did not, Templin said.
That's exactly how she
Can
sounds
you
too.
offer proof to the contrary? Her name is Karen, actually. As WSMV4 investigates, can you explain why? I have 5 minutes to get into the meeting, Templin said. WSMV4 Investigates reached out to Lori Anthony, Administrator of Elections in Sumner County, asking if they had determined if Christina Templin violated election laws. And an email to WSMV Investigates actually wrote in part, we worked with the state election office regarding this matter to ensure compliance with statute, and the response was that they do not determine the nature of residency. I understand from Miss Templin that she and her husband were constructing a new home at the time, and they were living in a camper behind the property, in a van down by the river.
Wow.
Oh my God. Christina Templin said she and her husband will speak to WSMV4 Investigates in the future if an attorney allowed them to do so. But I feel like it's important for voters to hear from you. Oh, sorry. But I feel like it's important for the voters to hear from you about whether or not this dumpster is simply political retaliation, the said WSMV4 Investigates. You'll have to talk to my husband about that. I don't own the dumpster, Christina Templin said. WSMV4 Investigates did ask Winston Templin about his ownership of the company and the dumpster, but he replied, I got nothing to say, boss. So we asked Christina Templin about the name of her husband's new company. My husband is a taxpayer in Millersville and has not done anything wrong, she said. Do you think it's offensive? Asked WSMV4. I guess it's what you think FU stands for, Teresa Templin said.
Like Florida University.
I mean, come on. Everybody knows what FU stands for, WSMV for Investigates said.
Well, let's think about it. What could FU stand for?
Honestly, it doesn't matter what I say. People are going to be happy with what I said, and others are going to be happy. Whatever conflicts exist between them, Long said the dumpster is simply going too far. No, I'm not going to put up a fence, but hopefully God will pull on their heartstrings and remove it, Long said.
Oh, gosh.
And that's the way it goes,
We'll
my
be back in
friends.
just a minute. Welcome back, everyone.
That was a weird statement.
So, two blind guys go
Walk
to a
into
liquor store.
In Louisiana.
In Louisiana.
Rural.
It's just like two
In the
blind
parish.
guys, one
Rural
bottle.
Yeah.
Louisiana, near Slidell, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that is what our episode is.
Yeah.
But right before the break, we had a very entertaining political story time from Sparky.
Yeah, man. I just I really appreciate the long game there. You register a company to mess with a political rival and then put it on a giant dumpster outside of their house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what makes this the greatest country on earth.
I think so.
friends.
Yeah.
God bless America.
Because there's no meaning or agenda with that at all.
No, I mean,
It was purely coincidental.
Right.
From what I
Now,
understand.
if he
Total
loses
coincidence.
and doesn't set it on fire,
Yeah.
that's
we're gonna have an
true.
issue.
That's a
True.
good point.
Yeah.
True.
I actually once set a dumpster on fire accidentally in Green Hills.
Accidentally.
I think the statute of limitations has probably run out by now.
Yep.
I'll save that story for another time.
Sure.
Wow.
I like it.
Okay.
Did make a dumpster fire accidentally.
Funny, I deal with them all the time. But
You're welcome.
okay, so let's get on to another beer. This one is, we're still in Gnarly Barley land, and this one is interesting. It's called the Korova Milk Porter, okay? 6.2% ABV. However, this is a Baltic oatmeal milk porter.
It makes no sense.
They should have added like 6 more ingredients to
Yeah.
the name.
Okay, so this is going to change the way you think about porters and dark beer in general. From its sweet coffee and chocolate flavor to its silky smooth finish, this is one unique brew. So sit back and enjoy her sultry sweet side.
And they actually have a peanut butter version of this.
They do, yes. So this is 2-row Munich, brown and caramel malts, chocolate malts, Crystal 30, oats, flake barley, and Columbus hops.
Well, the ABV is a little low to be calling it a Baltic porter.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess the silkiness is going to get us from the oatmeal, but let's find out what's going on.
I think it's a little too bitter to be a porter.
Yep.
I'm just still on the nose right now, and lots of chocolate and a little bit of coffee for days.
Sure, right? I mean,
It's not a bad beer.
It definitely tastes like an oatmeal something.
It almost tastes like it has carbonation, like too much carbonation in it.
Let's see what this does when it warms up a second.
I don't know, man. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great.
I'm just confused.
The range
why?
of emotions on your face has been... I've been on a journey, Juliana, and I'm sorry that we're on radio because I feel like the rest of America should have been on
Should
that
see
journey
this.
with us.
See this.
We went through all the whatever the stages of grief, acceptance, anger.
Yeah.
Just
I just
Bargaining.
Okay, so
there's some bargaining in there.
Denial.
Thank you. Denial. It's not just River in Egypt. It's real.
I just was confused because when I hear Baltic, okay, like big,
Yes.
I'm going to need to have a meal to get through this beer, like kind of thing.
I'm thinking like an imperial stout.
Right.
Really.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
I
As it should
mean,
be.
and I'm thinking of like a huge amount of like malt and raisins and pruniness and all the things that calls to my ancestors.
Borscht?
Yeah. And I'm what aren't Baltic porters also lagered?
Well, they
So
can
they
go
should-
either way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
can't go
yeah.
either way.
It can go either way.
Finish.
Yeah, me
I don't know, man.
personally, I like the lagered version. But
I'd try this thing on nitro, see how it is. Probably-
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I know nobody's doing nitro anymore, but
that maybe would
shame.
help me.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Well,
yeah. I don't know.
We'll try it again. I'm just confused. The whole can is confusing. I don't get it. It's a picture of a lady with milk squirts around her.
Well,
I'm just like,
maybe.
like,
I did not
understand
see that as
the
I was.
concept,
I
but
like that.
I don't know. It gives me like a
Well,
Jimi Hendrix
isn't
kind
it-
of moment.
It kind of gives me like a.
like a 60s.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of a reference to Clockwork Orange or?
Yeah, that's what I was the
Yeah.
Korova milk bar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm just not digging it.
What do you think, Reverend Mark?
Yeah, I think that it just is all over the map. I mean, it's if you just didn't give me a name for it, and I just had to just from a
Yeah,
blind
if I was
taste.
just drinking, I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
you know.
If I just said porter,
But like, I
you know what I mean?
I
It's
would have
almost-
asked for a different
it's almost
one.
like when breweries try to like we're gonna add 8 different hops to a beer. You know why? You know, but it's
well,
like.
but I mean, but this is only one. This is
But
only
no,
one hop, and it's
no,
Columbus,
what I'm saying,
right?
No,
I know, but
what
you're,
I'm
I know what
saying
you
is
mean.
like it's a
Yeah.
Baltic oatmeal, you know, whatever
Peanut butter.
lactose milk
Yeah.
Hot
order.
sauce.
Like there's those things don't all kind of work together all the time. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, and also
No,
for
no.
I mean, 6.2 ABV is not real. It's in the middle range, and to me, if you're going to have layered, kinds of things going on, you want it to
If
be
you're
up
gonna
there.
do something like this, make it a big old
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So
Yeah, like give me a 7.5.
yeah.
10%.
Like 10%. Yeah. Okay. We are going to rate the Korova Milk Porter a 2.
Probably better on
Maybe the
tap.
half pipes are worth it. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
that's just kind of what ties the
Maybe
whole.
they should just send us the peanut butter one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's an imperial version of this too, maybe.
Hey, I know I'm gonna get hated at this table, but
Yes.
like I just don't like peanut butter. I mean, like I don't like dislike it, but like I just as an adjunct.
I mean, that doesn't make me hate you.
No,
I
but
mean, it makes me dislike
Like
you.
on
Okay, that's
toast
fair.
or something?
no, like I mean, like I'll eat a Reese's peanut butter cup, but I'm not like one of these people that's like, man, I wish I had some peanut butter right now. Like,
Oh.
all right, it's peanut butter, hooray, let's go.
Oh, so
like,
you're not a stoner.
and that whole like that
Hey,
whole
now,
peanut
what
butter
does that have
whiskey
to do with peanut
stuff,
butter?
like. Does anybody have that the screwball, the peanut butter whiskey
No.
stuff? That sounds like a
No.
hate crime to me, frankly.
Oh,
It is a hate crime.
Okay, good. As long as they're on the same.
However,
Wait, stop. No.
however,
I'm afraid.
I had a cocktail recently that did a a wash of the glass in the screwball,
Oh man.
which give it a interesting kind of flavor. Didn't hate it, didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Huh.
Interesting is like one of the best descriptors. Like, well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
You don't taste something like that every day.
Yeah, but see, I'll try anything twice.
Sure. Oh, twice?
Twice. You might not like it the first time.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna send you for the rye aged and the absinthe. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll do that. Peerless.
Dude.
Let's go.
Go, we. Let's go.
Wow. Okay.
Ride or die.
That's right.
All right, moving on, kids. Let's go again from Gnarly Barley. The Dorada Pale Lager. This one is 4.8% ABV. It's their ode to the lager brewing traditions of Mexico.
I thought this
Crisp,
was
light
Port
body,
Orleans.
golden lager with just a touch of sweetness.
This is Port Orleans.
Pardon?
I thought this was Port Orleans beer.
Hold
Yes,
on.
it is.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
okay.
It is from Port Orleans.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
It's all
okay.
good.
Well, that's
In New Orleans.
Sorry,
Okay.
listeners.
Nolans.
sorry. I'm going by this. Sorry, I didn't notice. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
We started
the-
drinking at
The
6 o'clock.
script was
this
written
morning.
by a
Yes.
blind person.
That's
so
true.
It's not on you.
One blind guy walks into a script writing
That's
session.
right. That's right.
okay.
I like the can.
Yeah.
I'm all
can
about
art
that.
is kind of cool.
That's cool. The can art with the skull, sugar
So
skull.
they call it a
Dios
pale
de los
lager.
muertos.
It's
Yeah.
really they were brewing their version.
But he's wearing
of
a
Mex-
luchador hat.
of a Mexican lager.
Okay.
Like his mask, not a hat.
It could be a hat. Really big hat.
But isn't a Mexican
A full face hat.
a Mexican lager really a German lager? I mean,
Yeah.
all the
Yes.
Mexican
For the most
beers
part.
came
All
from
those
Ger-
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every single one of those. Like I love oh god, Dos Equis, you know.
Vienna.
Vienna, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's I think the Germans came into Mexico after World War One,
That's correct.
and so
Chasing
That's
the
where
French.
that all that brewery culture came from.
Yeah. I like it.
I thought Germany owned Mexico for a while, right?
Those are dark times.
One of their leaders was a German guy. Did I make that up? No, that's real. There's
We're
a
gonna have to
big,
fact check this.
yeah.
I'll have to
Fact check
I
it.
think we just got banned in Mexico. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like
And
if
Germany.
we mess this up,
All right. Well, somebody talk.
I think
Yeah,
it's yeah, I liked it actually, and I'm really not a beer person anymore. But I like that. I would buy a 6-pack of that and keep it in my fridge.
This is nice and easy.
yeah, it's
I
just
mean,
crushable.
I like
This
it.
is-
and
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking, given the context of this being a fishing excursion, this would be the beer I'd be drinking really, really
perfect.
cold out in the middle. Yeah,
Perfect.
of a very hot.
Get on the
and
kayak
Louisiana
or
day.
something.
and also I love food pairings, right? So I feel like you could have some carnitas with this, or again, just get some good Tex-Mex.
Dude.
Yeah, and it has this like the slightest hint of like a corny sweetness to it, which I think just like balances out the lageriness of it. Yeah, no, it's good. Sorry, I was
It would go great with like a deep fried taco.
deep fried
Yeah,
taco.
Ooh,
I forget what those are called.
delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah,
delicious.
There you go.
So yeah, the corn part of it, of course, connected to Mexico, but I also think of a pre-prohibition pilsner.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know,
sure,
kind of has that aspect too.
sure,
Yeah, the crispness.
sure.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, and this is in New Orleans, so this is big city, big easy kind of.
And it does have some really nice can art too.
Yeah, the cans
It
are great.
does,
They're very
yeah.
appealing. I like the color blue. The color blue they chose is like very appealing to me. Like I
The
like that a
website
lot.
is the website is interesting, and it's really showcasing the food that they have.
There you go. yeah, this is a food beer. This
Yeah.
we
I
need
like 'em
all
already.
the yeah.
Yeah. And their food
Can we get a
menu,
to-go order?
Sure, right?
go.
Yeah, they're
DoorDash.
big into like many types of guacamole, and they have guacamole flights, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Many
They-
types of guacamole. I mean,
Man.
why don't we have that here right now? Like, I feel
I-
that's
what's our problem, right?
know.
Yes, yes. Lots
You're actually
of
not far
sorry.
from one of the best Hispanic restaurants. It's called Garden Fresh up there. Have you guys been there?
no.
It's a
But I want to
it's
right
a
now.
supermarket.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
like
yeah,
2 miles from
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's like, and then we're just like, I used to go in there for lunch every day, and get something that they had pupusas, which is
Oh,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
Salvadorian.
Yeah, Salvadorian.
Oh
Yeah,
my
absolutely,
god, I
man.
love pupusas.
Oh
but
yeah, a good pupuseria, man. Those. Oh, so
now
good.
they switched from pupusas to what's the word? No, it's not enchilada.
Empanada?
Yeah, empanada.
Oh,
that's
empanadas.
it. Yeah, empanadas.
Ooh.
Nice.
These are great.
Yeah, nice.
Well, dang it.
Well, anyways, so they've got a lot of tacos. I mean, many. They have some burgers too, but they're very like kid friendly, dog friendly. Like to me, it's not just a tap room. This is really like
It's like a family event.
exactly. Yeah,
What did they
Nice.
say about the beer?
It goes well with the food.
goes well with the food.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So
It wins in my book.
I'm in. Yeah, that's-
Plays a supporting role.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But I think as a true Mexican lager, this is
It's pretty good.
solid,
great,
man.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liking it.
spot
Liking
on.
it.
All right. Well, we are going to rate this, which is the Dorado Mexican style lager from Port Orleans, a 4.
Ding, ding, ding.
And we're done. We don't have anything else.
Well, that was a good
to
show,
drink
guys.
today.
It was
That
great
was
seeing you.
rude.
That was,
Yeah.
that was good.
So, quickly, before we get to our last thing,
Yeah.
anyone have any stories of any?
Failed beer runs.
Exactly.
Well, when I was moved here to this market back in the aughts,
By force?
No, the company I was with relocated me here. A national video game company. Won't name names, but
Activision.
we were here for a training, and a few friends of mine ended up really wanting some delicious oat sodas, and so we stopped at a convenience store, and then we realized we didn't have a cooler, and then the person that was driving us abandoned us because we were taking too long.
Wait, they left you at the store?
They left us at the store. We
Dang.
ended up finding some boxes and trash bags and made our own cooler out of
Nice.
boxes and trash bags and proceeded to crush every single beer that of all these cases of beer. We would just end up walking down out near the airport, finally going to our hotel, drinking a beer as we were walking along,
Nice.
just kind of staying hydrated and
Yeah.
still somehow managed to be back at work the next morning to do a
That's
presentation.
I hope you gave whoever ditched you a piece of your mind.
He was actually shocked to see us. He was like this like alpha dude that thought he was like, well, screw over these guys. And we still showed up like all clean cut, like nothing
Yeah.
had happened the next morning, did a PowerPoint presentation. The
Nailed
look
it.
on his face was just like, "Yarr."
Foiled once again.
Parking his parking spot for the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, quickly, let's get to from Urban South Brewery in New Orleans, the Juvie Juice hard iced tea. Now, so what's interesting
This was
is
made
that,
in collaboration with the rapper Juvenile.
yes. So it's
Oh,
a
God.
hard Arnold
are we
Palmer
doing this?
seltzer. Okay, but what's interesting is
Arnold
that
Palmer.
the brewery, and it is a brewery that makes beer. Okay.
All right.
So
No.
the guy that's the founder that started this spent
No.
a year in Europe.
No. They lost their right to get descriptions about this.
Yeah, this is.
You made this because you want to make a lot of money off of Juvenile's name.
That's
Yeah.
right.
This is garbage.
Did this come in a juice box? Like what the heck?
This is
Yeah.
a questionable decision.
I was going to say that exactly.
It'd be
That's-
better at like.
This
All right,
is
we're gonna rate this what, a 2?
-5.
minus
I think this is a 1.
yeah.
What did I just drink? Wow.
Oh God, I did it again.
Why?
did I drink more of it?
Here, Lloyd, try the mustard.
Okay, so maybe just don't trust a blind guy going into a liquor store.
I think we've all learned something today. I know I have.
He had a winner with the Mexican lager in my book.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where the episode
Okay.
ended, actually. As a matter of
You're
fact,
right.
none of that other stuff.
Nothing,
ever happened.
nothing else
Never
happened.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went down to the Christian Science reading room and started studying the word after
Okay.
that, actually.
Yeah,
That's
but
how I
This is
remember.
this is gonna do it for today. Good old boy Barger, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, and keep on smoking.
Oh, Reverend Mark, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here.
Whew, good old boy Sparky.
I'm going to need some therapy now, but
I no doubt. Good old boy Dave.
This is why fishing sucks.
feel like that tea is giving
This
me
is good
hot
old gal
flashes.
Juliana. Keep on chugging and catch you next time.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap
Tap it in.
the subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone. Play podcast Sip, Suds, and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands
Millions and millions
of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.